Hello everyone, it's Alana, your potato queen, and you're probably wondering why we're staring at a Word document instead of a game. Well, it's time for yet another type of video I'm trying out, flash fiction. So, for those of you who follow my Facebook, I asked for people to give me a prompt, whether it's an idea, or a character, or a setting, or just a noun, and I'm going to write quick 5-minute fics with your suggestions. So, without any further delay, let's get started. Now, the first suggestion is... Our first one comes from James Carline, who wanted me to write about morality over duty. So the clock is set at 5 minutes, and let's go. Time. Alright, so although you can probably read this, I'm going to dramatically read it to you. So, James, I hope you like it. This is choosing morality over duty, or at least my little take on it. Sherlock stared at the Scrabble board laying before him. Sure, he could have used all of his letters several times over, but he enjoyed the way John's brow furrowed when he was thinking particularly hard. Perhaps the detective should have felt guilty, prolonging his friend's inevitable defeat for his own enjoyment, but to John's credit, the veteran was certainly doing incredibly well. The little hedgehog of a man shifted, his chin locked solidly in the palm of his hand as he stared at the board. He was trying to hit a triple word score that Sherlock had intentionally left open. Not a particularly difficult task, or at least it wouldn't be if John didn't have to find a word that could build off of the word morality at the edge of the board, while also matching up with duty that was perpendicularly attached to it. Of course, it wasn't impossible, but it certainly wasn't probable, and John, while he was both intelligent and a loyal individual with a knack for the written word, usually lost his patience on such puzzles. It took a surprisingly long while before John gave up. Rubbing his eyes, he heaved a sigh and looked up at his curly-haired, slender friend. Shall I make us some tea? Yes, please. I have a feeling we'll be here a while. Don't be a smartass. Well, one of us has to. And that is number 1 on my flash fiction. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's go on to suggestion number 2. Alright, suggestion number 2 is from Rika Love, and she wants me to write about intergalactic nachos. I can't think of anything more delicious. So, without any further ado, let's start on our intergalactic nachos. So that was time. So on to our, I never actually got to the nachos part, and that is the danger of these. You can run out of time. But this is the intro. This is the part of the flash fiction. So here it goes. Welcome to Spacebar. How may I help you? The words came out automatically, like I was some 22nd century android. What can I say? Working in the service industry had left me with a certain lifeless automation. I'll take a number 3, please. One Sammy coming up with uranium pornos. Can I get you something to drink? Yeah, hit me with the large Valerian smash. Of course. I went about making his order, just like I would make the next order and the next. My mind couldn't help but go on a familiar tirade as I did. Go to space, Calrissa. It'll be amazing, Calrissa. You get to travel, see different worlds, Calrissa. Yeah, right. By the time I got to my quarters after working double shifts, I was too tired to do anything but crash onto my anti-grav bed. I had to work double shifts in order to afford living on the giant transport ship I called home. Here's your order. Thank you for choosing the space bar. May I help? Who's next? I was all ready to continue my lifeless drudgery when the most musical of voices answered me. Yes, hello. How are you today? I blinked rapidly, as if I was actually seeing the cafeteria in front of me for the first time. Before me was the most beautiful female I had ever seen. She had skin of cerulean blue and 4 emerald eyes that stared at me from under long lashes. A smile played about her full lips, and I swore I saw the faintest of lilac blushes on her cheek. I'm fine. How are you? Better now that I've met you, but still particularly hungry. She was gonna order nachos, and that is the point of that story. Alright, so on to suggestion number 3. I hope you're having fun with these. I'm certainly having fun. It helps stretch my brain spaces. And I definitely recommend, if you are a writer, doing stuff like this, because not only is it fun, but it brings enjoyment to others, but it's also really good for just getting your creative juices flowing. Because a lot of people have problems with, getting writer's block and being stuck on ideas, and things like this just really get you going. Alright, so on to suggestion number 3. Alright, so this one is from Jasmine Phillips, and her prompt is sweets. So I'm going to write a little 5-minute fic about sweets. So let's get started. Alright, so time for number 3. Sweets. Let's get this going. Thump. Thump. Chris pushed all his might against the door, trying desperately to keep what was on the other side out. Sobs sounded from Natasha as she searched the room around them for some kind of weapon. He killed Nate! How is this possible? I don't know, Chris snapped, adrenaline pumping through his body like there was no tomorrow. And who knew? For him, there might not be. There certainly wasn't going to be one for Nate. Get me something to block this door. I'm trying. He killed him with his gumdrop buttons. Just shove them down his throat. I can hear him choking. I know, Nat, but we gotta concentrate on getting out of here. Thump. Whomp. Chris didn't know what he had done to be placed on the naughty list this year, but he didn't think it was worth sending a gingerbread assassin after him. There was a sound of splintering wood, and an arm comprised of pleasantly spiced dough broke through part of the door. Chris barely had a chance to dodge to the side as the fingerless appendage groped for him. Chris, dodge! She said move. Oh well, he heard Natasha call. His body thankfully reacted before his mind could even catch up with what was happening, and he dove to the side just as a large splash of white liquid crashed into the gingerbread attacker. Got milk, you cookie motherfucker! Yeah, I wrote a horror short about a giant gingerbread attacking people, and he killed someone. Flash fiction, yay! Alright, so I think we have time for one more. So let me go through, pick which one. Alright, and so our final suggestion of the night is Matt with his prompt of soup. So let's see what happens. So, for our final ficlet of the night, with our prompt being soup, let's go. Having a boyfriend was great, of course, but Marasima found that the inevitable prospect of their metamorphosis into ex-boyfriend was intolerable. It just didn't seem fair to have someone go from being your partner and confidant to someone you avoided whenever you saw and only spoke ill of. But despite this ardent hatred of breaking up, sometimes a woman was just forced to cut ties. There were very few things that could prompt the woman to such swift and dramatic action, but her most previous paramour had left her no choice. Dayton was his name. a strapping lad with a love of competition that she had always enjoyed. Unfortunately, his sensational appetite for the next win seemed to have spurred him into an ending line of secret conquests. Miranda hadn't meant to find out about his dirty little secrets, but he had let himself sign in on her computer after his had been spilled on by a teammate. She saw the messages from the moment she had sat down. Hundreds and hundreds to other women and men, asking them to do things to him that he had never expressed preference for to Marasma. So there was only one thing she could do. She showered, got dressed, and canceled her plans for the evening. She did her makeup and piled on her hair on her head in an intricate coif. When she was looking her best, she went about making dinner, a deliciously thick chicken soup, one of Dayton's favorites. But this time, she added a secret ingredient. She hoped Dayton liked the taste of arsenic. Alright, and that does it for this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked the flash fiction. This is probably going to be really short, because the 5 minutes where I'm writing, I'm super speeding it up, so it's going to be like that. But, yeah, tell me if you guys liked it. Tell me what you think in the comments below. This does fairly well. I promise I will do more in the future. And other than that, everyone, I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. Please, be safe. Bye! Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to like, comment, or even subscribe. If you're cool or something. Because this channel is totally only for cool kids. Who am I kidding? Just be safe out there, okay, guys? Bye!